Delville High School's guidance counselor helped us find Mary Pittman, a single mom who couldn't have had a miracle at a better time. We have partnered with Solomon Chevrolet to give away a 60-minute miracle, to do a 60-minute miracle. And so I stopped by the high school and asked some of the administrators there if they knew of someone who was deserving of a miracle. And so they said that you are, that you've had a rough year, and that you're doing a really good job with these two boys. And so I'm going to give you this and let you open it up. And there's a letter in there, and you can see what's in there.
Wow.
And that's $500 cash from Solomon Chevrolet. They've helped us do this.
Okay. Well, just when my baby's supposed to be going to Tuskegee to the campus.
Her babies are seniors at Delville High School, and Mary has worked hard to raise them on her own while trying to recover from a major stroke.
And I'm not gonna give up. I'm a fighter. I save all my energy for Friday night football. I'm enjoying being around the children more to watch them play and stuff. It gives me something to look forward to. I think if they let me be on the sideline, I would be happy more.
Do you think she deserves this?
Yes, ma'am. We haven't grown up as like all the other kids, you know, like with so much, and for her to just somebody take time out for them to get back to her, like we can't. It's good.
She says this $500 will help these two take the ACT and visit college campuses.
And no matter how much talent they have on the football field, baseball field, and track, they need their education. I was just trying to figure out how I was going to get them to Tuskegee this weekend, but he said he'll open doors for you, and he just made a way. And I thank God for it.
For a 60-minute miracle that could change 3 lives forever.
What an incredible story. News 4's Devon Sellers reporting there. We do have 4 more 60-minute miracles to make, and you can see them every Friday night this month.
Well, is an hour long enough to change someone's life? WTVY and Solomon Chevrolet are on a mission to do that this month. News 4's Devon Sellers was in Midland City for this week's 60-minute miracle.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon's Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
As we drove through Midland City, we didn't really have a plan, just a mission to find someone who could help us make a miracle. We found the city clerk, Melissa Knighton. It's not a scam, it really is $500 cash to help make a difference in someone's life who really needs it. Do you know of someone who could use the money?
A person that comes to mind is Miss Betty Ransbottom.
Melissa explained that Miss Betty has had a really hard year. Her grandson Ethan made national news in February when he was kidnapped off a bus and held captive for 6 days in an underground bunker. Then almost as soon as he was rescued, she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. Do you think we could find her within the next hour?
I'm pretty sure she lives here locally.
But would she be home? With the clock ticking, Melissa works to track down Miss Betty with hopes of turning her year around.
Here's a question for you. Could you change someone's life in 60 minutes? WTVY News 4 and Solomon Chevrolet are trying to do that every Friday this month. News 4's Devon Sellers will try to make a miracle happen in just 1 hour.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon's Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
When we approached Midland City's clerk, Melissa Knighton, she knew exactly who needed a miracle, Miss Betty Ransbottom.
If y'all are willing to help that lady out, she is battling cancer right now.
Her troubles don't start there. Miss Betty's grandson Ethan was held hostage earlier this year for 6 days Shortly after his rescue, she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer and given only months to live. She's unable to work and lives alone.
As far as being a good citizen, she's done a lot for Ethan that I know of, and then other people here in the community too. So I think she would be a good person to give the money to.
Well, let's see if we can get a hold of her. Is there a phone number we can call, or do you know her address? We get Miss Betty on the phone, but time is tight. She has to leave soon for her chemo treatment.
Okay, how long are you going to be at home? Is there any way I can come visit you for a few minutes? I've got an important message for you.
More like an important delivery. $500 cash. After getting her address, we set off. Just 15 minutes later, we are ready. Let's go make a miracle. Which department is she in?
I thought I might just come up here and visit you this morning. See if you're up for a miracle. Up for a miracle?
Miss Betty has no idea what's about to happen.
And tonight on News 4 at 10, we're going to meet Betty and see her heartwarming reaction to the 60-minute miracle.
Well, is an hour long enough to change someone's life? WTVY and Solomon Chevrolet are on a mission to do just that this month. With $500 in hand, News 4's Devon Sellers delivers a miracle to a woman in need.
Midland City's clerk Melissa Knighton helped us find Betty Ransbottom, a 69-year-old grandmother who's had one difficult year.
I thought I might just come up here and visit you this morning. See if you was up for a miracle. Up for a miracle?
Hi, I'm Devon Sellers. I work with WTVY, and we're partnering with Solomon Chevrolet to make miracles. They've given us $500 to find a Good Samaritan, and we did, and she has directed us to you.
That is so wonderful. I can't believe it.
Hopefully this will help you with something that you really need right now.
Yeah, I need a car. I won't spend a dime of it until I get the rest of it up for a down payment.
Betty explained that she lives by fixed income. She's been borrowing her brother's car during the week to drive to chemo. In fact, this miracle happened just in time. Miss Betty was about to leave.
I've never had nothing like this happen to me.
No?
Yeah, I was getting ready. I got cancer, and I got to have chemo today.
Although her year has been rough, she says her faith provides.
When I first found out I had cancer, he said 4 months without the chemo. But I don't worry about that at all. I know that I'm here for a reason and that God wants me here, and He's answered so many prayers for me.
One answered prayer was her grandson Ethan's rescue. He was kidnapped in February and held hostage for nearly a week.
Oh, bless his heart, he was so brave.
But they said that you just do so much for so many other people that...
I help my brother, I help everybody, I help my daughter.
But now Melissa and the crew from City Hall are happy to help create a miracle and change her life.
I thank them so much. I mean, it's a wonderful thing that they did, and everybody, and it makes me feel so good to know that there is people that care, and people like y'all are so wonderful. I don't know what to say, except it's so wonderful, and I appreciate it.
Well, WTVY News 4 and Solomon Chevrolet on a mission to change lives. Every Friday this month, we're finding a perfect stranger.
And with their help, we'll deliver $500 to someone in need. But as News 4's Devon Sellers shows us, finding somebody to help, it wasn't that easy.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
Hi! We started our morning at Westgate Park in Dothan, approaching people out on the trail. I'm sorry to bother you while you're working out. I am doing a story It's called 60-Minute Miracle. Do you know someone who could use $500?
I do, but I don't know if I want to embarrass them that way. No, you better use somebody else.
Maybe the next person will want to help. Hi, how are you? This was proving to be more difficult than we thought. It's $500 free. You just have to help us find someone who really needs it. Okay, finally, we meet Sarah Kirkland. And there really is no catch to this. You just have to help us find someone who could use the $500. Do you know someone? She was apprehensive at first, even trying to keep her heart rate up.
I don't know if I could do that.
There's really no catch to it. The only thing is we have to do it within the next hour, within 60 minutes.
Oh, wow. So what would I have to do?
Help us find them and just help us give them the money. That's it.
Okay, there's a lady in my Sunday school Sunday school class.
Sarah explains this lady has special needs and lives on a fixed income. She's having trouble paying for hearing aids. Could you help us find her within the next hour?
Yeah, probably. Yes, I could.
Okay.
I could.
Well, let's do it. We set off, but if you thought finding someone to help was hard, wait till you see us try to deliver this miracle in 60 minutes.
And Devon is earning her money on that one. Devon and Sarah. Again, they just have 1 hour to deliver that $500 cash. See what challenges they face tonight on News 4 at 6. Do you think you could change someone's life in just an hour? WTVY and Solomon Chevrolet, they're on that mission to do that every Friday this month.
The goal is to find a Good Samaritan to direct us to someone who deserves $500. Well, this week, News 4's Devon Sellers had trouble finding someone to help, and now their delivery isn't any easier.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
We met Sarah Kirkland on the trail at Westgate Park in Dothan. When asked if she knew someone in need of a miracle, she instantly thought of a lady in her Sunday school class.
Her name is Carolyn Christensen.
Okay.
And she needs hearing aids and she can't afford them.
Sarah explained that Carolyn has special needs and lives independently in Taylor. She took us to her apartment building, but we weren't sure which one she lived in. We finally get an answer, but it's not Carolyn. It's her neighbor, and she thinks Carolyn may be at the Von Bloomberg Center.
Yes, this is Sarah Kirkland. I'm trying to locate Carolyn Christensen. Does she and her siblings go there? I go to church with her, and WTVY, they're trying to help them financially. And we're at their apartment, and they're not here. So they're at Von Bloomberg. Could we come out there and present her with this? Okay, thank you.
We tracked down Carolyn, but we're running out of time. With only 20 minutes remaining, we take off to the Von Bloomberg Center, eager to make this miracle happen.
Well, are they going to make it in time? Well, you can find out tonight on News 4 at 10. WTVY News 4 and Solomon Chevrolet trying to change lives this month. Every week, we look for a Good Samaritan to help us deliver $500 to someone who deserves it.
And News 4's Devon Sellers has just 1 hour, and this week, she's really in a race against the clock.
Sarah Kirkland told us her friend Carolyn could use a miracle. She has special needs, lives on her own, and can't afford hearing aids.
And there's a lot of times that she is in severe pain, but she gets up and she goes to church on Sundays and she does her other activities.
You think she's really gonna appreciate this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I do.
This miracle would come down to the wire. First, we drove across town from Westgate Park to her apartment in Taylor, but she wasn't there. So we drove back across town to the Von Bloomberg Center. And with only minutes to spare, we meet Carolyn. Hi, Carolyn. I'm Devon. It's nice to meet you. Sarah is helping us make a miracle in your life. And so what we're going to do, do you want to open this up and see what's in it? You can open it. See what's in it. So we've got a letter, and it explains from Solomon Chevrolet that we're going to give you $500. Open it up. Look in here.
Look in your envelope.
Look at it. Look at what that is. Are you excited?
Mm-hmm. Carolyn could definitely use it. Are you going to tell him thank you? I think she's starstruck. She's absolutely a sweetheart. She's always trying to help everybody. Just loves to hug and support everybody.
Now, with this 60-minute miracle, it's Carolyn's turn to receive help and support. Although she didn't have much to say, her smile and hugs speak volumes.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
Every Friday this month, WTVY News 4 and Solomon Chevrolet have been on a mission to change lives. What we set out to do, find a total stranger and with their help deliver $500 to someone deserving. Well, during this week's process, News 4's Devon Sellers discovered that this miracle was going to take a lot of driving.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
Our journey to create a miracle began in Hartford. Just after lunchtime, we walked into Tate's Grocery asking shoppers if they knew someone who could use some help. That's when we met Pauline and Michael Taylor. WTVY is partnering with Solomon Chevrolet to make a miracle in someone's life. We have $500 to give to someone who is deserving of a miracle of this $500. And your part is helping us find the person who really needs it. Do you know someone who would be deserving of this, could really use it?
Well, I'm really not from this town here, but I do know a couple of people in Ozark, families that I think would be deserving of it.
Pauline says one family in particular could use a miracle this holiday season. With 8 mouths to feed and 1 fixed income, money is tight. But we have only 60 minutes to carry out this miracle, and they live in Ozark, 45 minutes away.
And you can learn more about why the Baker family needs this miracle tonight on News 4 at 6. WTVY News 4 and Solomon Chevrolet are trying to change someone's life in an hour. Well, this week, News 4's Devon Sellers was at a Hartford grocery store when a Good Samaritan pointed her to someone living in another county.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
Pauline Taylor and her son Michael were just doing a little shopping at Tate's grocery store when we asked them if they knew someone in need of a miracle.
As a matter of fact, yeah, there's one family.
She says the Baker family has been struggling to make ends meet.
Well, they're dealing with a lot of hardship. Mrs. Baker is trying to take care of her husband. She has 2 grandkids and her daughter and son-in-law that's living with her also. And I think she's got a new great-grandchild that's been added to the family.
Pauline explains her church group was actually trying to do something for the family, but with the holidays approaching, everyone is a little cash-strapped. So could this 60-minute miracle be fate? What do you think her reaction is going to be?
She'll be shocked. As I am, because I didn't come over here expecting to be interviewed. But hopefully, I think she'll appreciate it. They all will. It's a great thing. So maybe that was my purpose, because normally I don't come over here too often. So maybe that was my purpose, coming over here today.
An opportunity to change someone's life. With only 60 minutes to carry out our mission and a 45-minute drive to Ozark ahead of us, we hit the road.
And tonight on News 4 at 10, Devon's going to introduce us to the Baker family, and they're going to tell us how they plan to use that money. WTVY News 4 and Solomon Chevrolet trying to change someone's life in an hour. Now this week, News 4's Devon Sellers was at a Hartford grocery store when she was pointed to someone living in another county.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
This miracle started at Tate's Grocery in Hartford. Pauline and Michael Taylor knew someone that could use some help, but they live in Ozark.
That time, to think about the less fortunate. So I think it's a good thing.
After a 45-minute drive, we met Jessie Baker out on her front porch, and she invited us in. WTVY is partnering with Solomon Chevrolet to make a miracle in someone's life. And so we stopped these two in the grocery store right before they started all their shopping and asked them if they knew of someone who was deserving of a miracle, who really could use it and needed it. And you came to mind. So I'm going to give you this and let you open it. And this is your miracle.
And I really appreciate it. This is God working. Because He works. And the only thing for me to do is to trust.
Miss Baker told us she has been trying to care for her entire family. Her husband has dementia, her daughter is on dialysis, her 2 granddaughters and great-granddaughter also live with her.
I'm just alone now. And I thank my God. I thank Him. I was brought up to praise God and thank Him. I am 78 years old. And I thank God I'm still going. And I'm gonna keep on trusting Him.
This $500, how is this going to help you?
Oh, hey, we gonna enjoy Thanksgiving. I have 2 sisters. We put our food together and we sit and eat together. Turkey, ham, collard greens, squash casserole, and whatever them grands want. We done pulled and done what we can do. They'll bring their little dishes and I fix my dishes. We sit and eat. Yeah.
And be thankful for this 60-minute miracle.
WTVY and Solomon Chevrolet are on a mission to help people in need. So every Friday this month, we're going to find a perfect stranger and with their help, deliver $500 cash to someone who truly deserves it. News 4's Devon Sellers was an inner prize for this week's 60-minute miracle.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
We met Jennifer Morris and her sister in their Enterprise neighborhood. They were about to take their kids inside for nap time. We are partnering with Solomon Chevrolet to make a miracle in someone's life. So what we're looking for are some good Samaritans to help direct us to someone in need. We have $500 to give to those people, but now we need your help to find someone who could use the money. Do you know someone like that?
I do know someone.
Jennifer tells us her friend is expecting her first child. She and her husband have been working hard to make ends meet.
And they've experienced a bit of a financial struggle as far as health insurance. She's lost her car.
Could we be able to help their family's future and deliver a 60-minute miracle?
And you can follow the journey to deliver this miracle tonight on News 4 at 10. Could you change somebody's life in 60 minutes? That's it. Just an hour. Well, WTVY and Solomon Chevrolet, we're trying to do that every Friday this month. And for our final 60-minute miracle, Devon Sellers heard about a woman in Enterprise who could really use some help.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
We met Jennifer Morris just before she put her kids down for a nap. When asked if she knew someone who could use a miracle, she immediately thought of a friend.
Her name is Haley Rogers. Her and her husband are expecting their first child. She's trying to make it on her own, and I know that she wouldn't want to reach out for help. She's a little stubborn, but so I think that she deserves it.
And you've got 2 kids and could have used this money yourself, but even in the situation that you're in, you know someone else and are willing to help someone else. Why?
Well, I've been in several situations where I've needed the help, and I'm lucky enough to where I have my parents to help me and to lean on for support. It's very emotional for me. But she's not as lucky.
Do you think that we could get it to her within 60 minutes? We have an hour to get it.
Absolutely, I could take you there right now.
What do you think her reaction will be to get this money?
She's going to be overwhelmed with emotion. I predict that she's going to cry.
Would Haley shed tears of joy? We set out for Geneva to deliver this 60-minute miracle and find out.
Okay, so how would you react if someone showed up and gave you $500 out of nowhere? Well, up next, we're going to meet the lucky woman who is the latest winner of our 60-minute miracle. We can all think of somebody who could use $500, but could you track them down and give them that prize in just 60 minutes? That's the tough part. Devon Sellers was able to do that this week in Enterprise. So now let's see how a local woman reacted to her 60-minute miracle.
60-Minute Miracles, sponsored by Solomon Chevrolet. 1 hour to change someone's life.
Jennifer Morris is a single mom raising 2 kids. Although she could use a miracle herself, Jennifer was more than willing to help her friend Haley Rogers. We've partnered with Solomon Chevrolet, and they have given us $500. And so this morning we set out trying to find a good Samaritan, and we did, to point us into the direction of someone who could really use a miracle, who could use the $500. At first, this miracle left Haley speechless.
Wow.
What's going through your mind right now?
I am 16 weeks pregnant, and my husband is doing a crazy bit of work to keep us just barely floating by, and we have nothing for our nursery.
What are you going to use it for?
My baby. Like, today's my birthday, and I'm not even thinking about me. I'm thinking about my family's future.
Her husband, Casey, came home for lunch just after we left. He tracked us down before we got out of town so we could surprise him.
Talk about being speechless, huh?
Yeah.
At a time when we really need it.
I mean, we don't expect help from anybody, and we don't look for it. We appreciate the fact that there are people out there who care enough to give help, even though they don't have to.
I'm not a crier, but I do appreciate it. It really does touch me, and we'll pass it forward.
A 60-minute miracle laying the foundation of a generous life.